Welcome to today's podcast. Today I'll be asking a very important question, and that is, do you believe that your business is good or bad? It's super important to know and to identify this because it'll build conviction in what you do, which enables you to help more people.
My name is Corné Ladigan, co-founder of BizVideo. The purpose of this podcast is to take you on a journey of how we use story to grow our business. Thank you for joining me today.
Good morning, guys. Another podcast, and today I want to talk about and ask the question whether your business is good or bad. Now, this has been on my mind like seriously forever, and I'm super self-conscious about this because I really want to do good by people. I want to, really solve people's problems and so on. And what I actually mean by a good business is, you've got a business that is actually ethical. You're solving problems. You're creating value for people. You actually have a bigger and a deeper impact, a positive impact on the world and everyone that surrounds you. So that's what I mean by a good business. And also a business that actually makes a profit, because without profit, you won't be in business. Now, there's 4 options. There's 4 ways how I see this. There's 4 different types of businesses. The first one is, it's a bad business, okay? So it goes against everything that I just said there. A bad business that think they are good. The second one is, they are a good business, but they think they're bad. The next one is they're a good business that know they do good. And then there's the fourth and the last one. It's a bad business that also think they are bad. Now, knowing this is crucial, especially if you want to grow as a business, and it's just essential. Now, in this podcast, I'm going to give you a few questions and an exercise that you can actually use to identify some of these things and become a better business in your own mind. Again, that is if you are a good business. But the thing is, you might not even know if you have a good business because you think you've got a bad business. So we've been running BizVideo for 8 years now, and we have noticed a lot. We have actually served over 250 clients, and we have really become close to these clients and really seeing, the behind the scenes. Because as you can imagine, every single client that we help, we get to know them on that intimate level because we really need to understand what they do. Who are they helping? What problems are they solving? What value are they creating? So it really, it's brought a lot of, we've gained a lot of wisdom, right, in the last 8 years, and I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot more in the future. I mean, we've only been going for 8 years, but in the 8 years, we've gained a lot of wisdom as opposed to not having all those clients. So yesterday, Andre and I were actually driving to Brisbane. We had a meeting with our accountant to run over all the numbers and the strategy and everything else like that. And then after that, we had a story development session with a new client that we signed up a few weeks ago, and it's an amazing client. We're going to create some amazing stories for them to grow that business. And that's one of the businesses that are good and good. So they are good business, and they also know they are good. Now, the thing is, like, Andre and I were sitting in the car together. The funny thing is, we haven't even seen each other much lately. He was running around here in the podcast the other day, but he was literally just here for half an hour the other day in the office. He's off shooting, and he's off all over Australia, and he just came back from Hong Kong. He did a case study for a client there. One day he was sitting here and he's like, I just figured out I've done 10 flights in the last 10 days, and tomorrow I'm going to Hong Kong. So it's been a hectic time for him, like traveling, and it's been busy with me, seeing a lot of our clients and managing those relationships and building stories and everything else like that. So anyway, we're sitting there and we're talking a little bit bigger picture on the way to the accountant, right? Because we've got to get in that headspace now of strategy and everything else like that. And we made a few observations, and just going back and forth, we both had this epiphany, and this is what I'm talking about today. As the years went by, we've noticed these 4 groups of people, of businesses and people that I spoke to you guys about just before. Now, again, just to quickly sum it up, number 1 is it's a bad business that think they're good. It's a good business that think they're bad. It's a bad business that think they're bad, and then there's a good business that think they're good. So those are the 4 different categories. Now, every time we come across a good business that think they are good and they know they are good, a few things happen. For us, it's actually easier to tell their story. It's more authentic, which leads me to the next one. Their story that we actually tell is more authentic and real. It's not staged, it's not scripted, and that's why we don't even like scripting, so word for word scripting with any of the films and stories that we create for our clients. The next thing is their value proposition is super clear, okay? They are more confident and convicted. So thinking about a salesperson, knowing that you're working for an awesome company, or you own an amazing business that are helping people, ethical, solving problems, creating value, all those things, what does that do to you? It actually creates confidence in you to actually want to sell more people as a service, get more people on to help them. Okay, we've also noticed that when we finish these stories for these good businesses, right? So good businesses that think they're good, there's actually no changes required. It's the craziest thing. Now, some of the changes that we do have to do is it might be a spelling mistake to a name or something that we put in the video, clearly our fault. But from the client's perspective, they view themselves and they see the story and they're confident and they are comfortable with themselves as a person and as a business. So their self-image is just really good about themselves. And what we found is these type of businesses, they just keep growing, right? They actually scale up, and the other thing is they sell more because they're confident, and it's just a good business. Now, these are just some of the traits of a good business that know they are good. This is what we've noticed in the past. And in this podcast, I really want to talk to the group that it's a good business, but they might not be aware that they are good. So in their mind, they're struggling with this notion of, am I doing good? Am I solving problems? Am I actually creating value for my clients and so on? And are we having a real impact on this world? So Andre and I have found in the past that our job is, first of all, to inspire our clients. Okay, most of the time we get clients over, we actually notice that they are an amazing business. Okay, they fit all those categories, but they don't know that. So it's our job to actually inspire them, and we do that. We inspire them through the whole process that we take them through planning their story, through crafting their story in the story development session phase, and then actually producing the story and then putting it all together so that they can go watch it. We normally screen it over there, where they can actually watch it and then see it for themselves, and then they are so inspired. And I've got so many stories, and it's just amazing. The client will be sitting here on the couch, and we'll be sitting over there. Now, when we screen this video or videos to our clients, I sit there. I'm not watching the video. I'm secretly watching them. I'm seeing their reactions, and as soon as we press play, their whole facial expression, everything about them changes, and it's almost like the penny drops in their mind. Like, wow, we're actually doing good by people. And you don't want to know, you don't understand how many people we've had that cry, right? That cry when we show their films. Now, we're serving a few different industries that are traditionally really tough, right? So there's like some tough builders, as an example. It's like this, we've got to have this tough exterior and so on. They sit on that couch and they've got tears in their eyes. So how is that possible, right? So again, that brings us back to self-image and everything, because before we bring our client in and sit them on that couch to show this film, they've got a representation of what their self-image is, whether it's personally or whether it's the business. right? And then through that video that we show them the real them. It's like us putting up a mirror, and it just crashes down on them, and they experience like this epiphany, right? About, whoa, what we do as a business is amazing. We're helping our clients. We're solving problems for them. We're having an impact on this world. We're providing jobs for people, right? And that is why we do what we do in BizVideo. And that is why it's super important. So you might be a salesperson watching this as an example. Why this is, I'm not even talking about sales here, am I? That couldn't be further from the truth. I'm talking about sales here because in my mind, me knowing that that's the change that we actually have in people's lives, right? Gives me the ability to go sell and get more projects on so that we can help these people, okay? It's my ethical duty to do it because I know that person, if we can put that mirror up in front of them, that TV over there with that film that changes their self-image, that inspires them to help more people, then look at that, what impact we're having. And that's something I've always struggled with, right? So I'm just before I keep going on with that story, I'll get back to that struggle story in 1 second. But the thing is, if you can shift your self-image and opinion from you have a good business, but you don't think you have a good business, so bad, to a self-image of I've got a good business and I'm doing good by people, right? And I know I've got a good business. You will become more confident and convicted, okay? You will see more problems, okay? Problems will become positive in your mind because in your mind, you're like, I can solve that. So problems equal opportunity. You'll start seeing that. Now, you'll also help more people. I keep talking about this. You'll help more people. You'll have a bigger impact on this world. Sales will become more easy. You'll just have conversations. It's crazy. It's crazy how our sales process and everything changed once we had to go through this similar story ourselves. We had to have this epiphany that we have a good business and we believe in that. We had to go through that whole complete journey, and you might be, part of it. You might be in that journey at the moment, and you will just become so much better at selling because your story will become more real and authentic, and the stories that you tell are the stories that sell. So just going back to our story, something we were really struggling with. So when we started out, let's just be honest, we were a bad company. And we knew we were bad in a way. And I'm not saying it was intentional, we thought we were bad intentionally, but it was just our self-confidence wasn't there. And how can it be if you're not getting results for your clients, if you don't even know what your offering is, you don't even know how you're actually helping people, right? We had to go through this whole journey. We had to see a few people sit on that couch and cry to really appreciate this, okay? So back in the day, we weren't consciously creating a service that was solving a problem. We were just creating another product that will be cool, right? And that's why I hate the term video production. So our main business, BizVideo, I hate the term video production because that's not what we do. It's crazy, and it's hard for me to put this into words. And this whole podcast I've been talking about it all. We bring up mirrors next to people that have a good business, right? So we increase their certainty in themselves and in their business, right? But then even more so, then this video actually goes out there and it puts this, it does the same thing for their employees. It does the same thing for their clients. It does the same thing for their prospects. So it's just like an on-flow effect. And that's why I always say, don't do video for marketing. Just stop it, seriously. Stop doing video for marketing. Do video for yourself. Because I can promise you, when you do video for yourself, and you're certain about what you do, and you're comfortable with that self-image, it'll flow right through. It'll flow right through sales and marketing, and it'll become the best asset that you'll have. and that is your story. So then, we were doing the bad thing for a while, and then we became good, but we didn't have that confidence, and we were still bad in our own minds. And because the thing is, we started solving problems, and we were getting better at storytelling and so on, and unintentionally we were actually getting results for our clients. And we were always aiming to get results for our clients, don't get me wrong, but it took us a while to really understand what these results are. And a lot of time it's not the results that you think. So when you look at a piece of paper and a spreadsheet, you want to look at cost per acquisition and click and all those things, right? I'm not talking those results. I'm talking about that result that happens within you, okay? And again, that'll flow out. You've got to cover that base. You've got to cover that foundation first. Now, so we went from bad to good, bad, and now we're at good, okay? And we believe we've got an awesome business. We're super convicted about what we do, right? How can you not be? If people come in and they cry over there watching their own film, right, in a good way. By the way, the crying is a good cry, okay? It's not a sad cry, it's a happy cry. And then also the results, right? So the results speak for themselves. So every single day when I speak to clients, right, I don't speak to clients every single day because obviously things get in the way. But every time I speak to clients, which is almost every day, they tell me about these results. Hey, we just booked this job because of this, right? We just won this contract because of this video we made, because this video covered a false belief that our target market has, right? Those are the results that are helping us, become good and good. So good business and good. Now, the next thing is the exercise. The exercise that I want to take you through, you will need a pen and paper or a whiteboard or an iPad in my instance. Now, the thing that you want to do is you want to draw out 5 columns for a start. Okay? So if you're watching this video, you'll be able to see it, but I'll try and explain it as well for the audio podcast version. So you've got 5 columns there. The first one, what you'll write down for the very first one is, what problems do you solve? And before you go into detail, just write all these things out. The second thing is, what value do you provide? The third thing is, who have you recently helped? And who have you been able to get results for? What makes you different to your competition and so on, or other similar solutions to what your business has to offer, and what makes your business most inspiring. So you've got those 5 there. Now use this as a brainstorming exercise. Just go put little words there on each one there. And soon you'll have like a little bigger picture. I like doing this on the whiteboard, right? And it's similar to our story development sessions. I like doing it on the whiteboard because it gets you, to look at the big picture. So now, the thing is, if it stays blank, right, you will need some more help. Now, what I suggest you do is you do the next exercise. So, I'm going to be honest, me filling this out is pretty hard, and I'm pretty convicted about what we do, okay? There's no doubt about it. And I might write down a few things. But one thing you want to do is pick up the phone, okay? Call 5 clients or go meet them, even better. And the thing is, you want to then get their point of view. So questions I normally ask my clients is, hey, before we started doing video and so on, what were some of the things that stopped you, that was going to stop you from using us, right? What problem did you want to get solved? Like, what was the main problem? Because if you didn't do this, if you didn't, qualify some of the problems that they have in the sales process, you might have missed this. Even if you identified some of the problems that you solved for your clients, they might not have been honest with you at that stage. They'll be more honest with you right now. So what problems were you trying to solve? And then what value did we actually provide you? What results did we get you? And then how did you see us as different? And then what was most inspiring? So the inspiring part is, I always talk about this is the heart and soul of your business, right? The differences Your competition can go out tomorrow and say the same things when it comes to difference. Yeah, we provide quality and this and that. But the inspirational part is that could be around results, that could be around how long you guys have been around, could be around the team, right? A killer team, so just a team that is just getting results, could be that as well. And the thing is, what we found is, if you change your self-image, that opinion or that self-image in your head, right, to a good business, and you believe you have a good business, and you'll actually notice that, hey, we actually help people. And that is our number one purpose, is to help as many people as possible. And the funny thing is then, and everyone says this is a cliche, but the money follows, okay? So, and again, cliches are funny, but it's true, okay? The money will follow. Now, the thing is, being good and knowing you're good, you actually become more confident in the stories that you tell, within that sales process or within the videos that you put out there. So everything just becomes a lot easier. And then the other thing is, what we found is we are just enjoying business way more. So these are some of the results we've had, right? From getting clear on our self-image of the business and knowing that we actually help people and solve problems. So again, the question was, is your business good or bad? And it's a question you have to ask yourself. And if you have a good business and you believe it, then fantastic. Still do this exercise. Now it's time to actually produce content and stories like this, and use stories in your sales process like this to become even better and help more people. If you're a business that you might be good, right, in your mind, you might be, but you're not 100% certain, do this exercise, okay? You will become a lot more clear. I found it's November at the moment. It's 15th of November. It's almost at the end of the year. I found a lot of people super overwhelmed, right? Because it's almost the end of the year. Everything's happening. Everyone wants things done. I found there's this vibe going around that, it's people are just overwhelmed. Take this minute, right? Don't wait until the end of the year, and just go write down some of these things that I just told you about before, and it'll just ground you again. So I hope you guys have liked this. What I would love for you to do right now is, if you're watching this on YouTube, please go press the like button. Please go comment and subscribe. If you are listening to this on podcast, any service, whether it's iTunes or Google Podcasts or Stitcher or anything like that, please review it if the option is there, and also like and share it. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Enjoy.